Good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day so far. We're going to be driving through the city of Bluffton, Indiana, which is located in the northeast region of Indiana. It is 25 miles south of Fort Wayne. You can, if you take Indiana 1 will take you all the way into Fort Wayne from here. In a minute here, we'll be in town. And once we get into town, I'll continue to talk. Oh, I just want to take this opportunity to let you guys know that given how long this video was as it stands, I did not want to make this video any longer than what it already is. I do have another part of this video which I thought about putting on this video, but it would have made it entirely too long. So the other part of this video is basically the part of the video to where you'll get to see more of the business district in the city. And plus, I also will drive you guys through some of the newer neighborhoods in this city, which are located more so on the outside of the city, going away from town. So I'm gonna probably put that video on this channel. I'm gonna put that video on this channel at a later time. I didn't want to lump it with this video, because if I did, this video would have been ridiculously long. So just bear that in mind as you watch this video. Okay, now the population of Bluffton is 10,308 people, and the population has experienced a 4.2% growth as of the 2020 census. And for the most part, this is a growing city. The only year that this city lost population was way back in 1930. So it's been over 90 years since this city lost population. And during the 1930 census, it lost 5.4%. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of basic history and background about this city. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of statistical data. And then we're going to go into niche. Now, of course, before I go into niche, I'm going to give you guys my 2 cents about the city. And that's basically how this video is going to go. And, I know and my channel's been growing, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for that. But as always, if you like what you see on this channel, if you like this video, if you like the channel, you want to support me, all you gotta do is give videos like this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube has a tendency to unsubscribe people. Alright, so let's go on with the video. Here's a little bit of history and background about this city. Now, the first non-Native American settlers, the first non-Native Americans settled here in 1835 after the Black Hawk War and the completion of the Erie Canal. These settlers were from New England. At this time, Bluffton was nothing but a forest with wild prairie. I don't say that in a manner that's disrespectful. I mean, basically what I'm saying is, what you guys are looking at right now, none of this was around. I mean, back in 1835, all this would have been one big forest with a ton of trees, with a ton of swamps, with wildlife all over the place, basically. This city was named Bluffton due to the river bluffs near the town site at the time. The post office opened in 1839. The first courthouse opened in 1840 by David Whitman. Bluffton was incorporated as a town in 1851 with a population of 850 people at the time. The railroad was constructed in 1869, helping improve the town's infrastructure due to Bluffton's location. The town used to flood frequently due to the number of swamps in the area. And also this city is also by the Wabash River too, so let's not forget about that. Bluffton was one of the first towns in Indiana. And now before I read this, I find this pretty interesting. Let me just keep on going. Bluffton was one of the first towns in Indiana and the United States to publicly acknowledge its history of not becoming a sundown town, and promoted itself as a inclusive town. Bluffton was in the USA Today in 2006, and Mayor Ted Ellis at the time was noted in an article for his assistance in Bluffton becoming one of the first small cities to join the National League of Cities. So for once, I'm actually talking about a small city that, not only were they not a sundown town, but they actually were against becoming a sundown town. And I gotta say, that's pretty refreshing. It really is. That's pretty refreshing. When I read that, it kind of, it's just refreshing. Now, give me a second here. Already I had to do some calculations real quick. Okay, so if you want to live here, as far as it goes for violent crime, your violent crime here is fairly low. Now you do got some property crime here. Property crime here is 47% above national average. So a few people in town do got some sticky fingers apparently. As far as it goes for the racial makeup, 94.1% white. You got 0.9% black, almost 1%. And you got 3.5% Hispanic. And on that note, for those of you that live here and you're a minority, I'm curious to hear how you guys feel about living here. Does this city hold up to its reputation of being an inclusive city? Or is it a cap? Drop a comment below and let me know how you guys feel. I'm curious. Because sometimes, magazines will say one thing, but in real life it could be something quite different. So let me know in the comment section. Alright, so if you're wanting to move here, your median rent prices are going to go from $570 to $1,190 a month. Your median home price here is going to be $145,000, which right now the housing market here is fairly, it appears to be steady. I'll just put it like that. Now, if you're looking to buy a house here, you're not going to find anything for lower than $180,000. And for that $180,000, you're not getting nothing special. Your house is going to most likely be, you might get maybe 1,200 square feet, if even that much. And your lot size is going to be around 8,000 square feet. So housing here, in accordance to Indiana standards, are not going to be the cheapest. I mean, it's not the most expensive, clearly, but it's not the cheapest. I mean, there's other smaller cities that you can move to here in the state of Indiana to where you can get a house for a lower price than what you'll get here in Bluffton. So yeah, if you buy a house here in Bluffton, you're going to want to come here with a minimum of $180,000. Now, as far as what I think about Bluffton, now I will start out by saying that for me, if I were looking to move to the northeastern region of Indiana, I probably would skip on Bluffton. Not because Bluffton is a bad place to live, because it isn't. But for me, I mean, when I look at the housing prices here, I would expect a little more for my money than what I would get here in this community. But that's me. Like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not down talking this city, because I think this city could be a wonderful place to live. It could be a wonderful place to raise a family and all that good stuff. It's just, for me personally, I just feel that there's other places within the state of Indiana where I can move to where the city is still decent, the neighborhoods are still safe, and the housing prices will be much lower. I mean, you know, on a $180,000 house, if I had to take a wild guess, I would say after the homestead break, the property taxes for many residents on the low end would probably be maybe $1,100 or $1,200 a year. And again, that's a guess. I don't know exactly. I'm just guessing. And I just think that's a little steep for what you get here when it comes to the house sizes, the lot sizes, and all that good stuff. But other than that, it is a fairly clean city for the most part. It's a quiet community when it needs to be. You're not far from Fort Wayne. And I think that's the main reason why the cost of living here is the way it is, because you are within a half hour of Fort Wayne. Now, some people might consider this to be a suburb. Now, to me, I do not consider Bluffton a suburb. I consider Bluffton just a small city. I mean, to me, Bluffton does not have suburban vibes at all. It's got a small city vibe. But given that it's within a half hour of Fort Wayne, I'm guessing that's the main reason why housing prices here are the way they are. But, Wills County, being that Wills County is located right by Allen County, which is Fort Wayne, many of your communities here in Wills County are not going to be the cheapest. I mean, the cheapest community in Wills County is going to probably be Andrews, Indiana, which I did that video a few days ago, so feel free to jump on this channel and check that video out. But if I had to take a guess, that's probably going to be the cheapest housing prices here in Wills County. So let's jump on Niche and see what other people have to say about this city. Well, out of 29 reviews, which is a pretty good amount of reviews for a city, out of 29 reviews on Niche, Bluffton has got a 3.5 star rating. 3.5 out of a 5 star. So let's see what people got to say. If you're new to the channel, I typically will start with the reviews that are rated excellent, and I will work myself all the way down to the reviews that are really terrible. So, just a quick little breakdown of the reviews. Oh, and by the way, I'm not reading every review. Typically, I will read 2 to 3 reviews in every category. So, just a quick breakdown of the reviews. 7 people gave this city a 5-star. 5 people gave this city a 4-star. 11 people gave it a 3-star. 3 people gave it a 2-star. And 3 people gave it only a 1-star. Okay, this first review was from 8 months ago, fairly recent. I have lived in Bluffton my entire life, and it's pretty cool. I would prefer less drugs, though. My dad was recently on the jury for a court case in Bluffton. Okay, folks, I mean, you know, that statement right there just goes to prove that even in places where you pay a little bit of moolah for the house, you're going to still have issues with drugs. Maybe not as bad as other places, but the issue is still going to be there. So there's really no place where anybody can move in this day and age to where the community is going to be completely exempt from any type of issues, whether it be drugs or just petty theft, whatever. I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. I mean, there's a lot of people that are looking for a utopia, and as much as I would like to say that there's a utopia, there isn't. The majority of the communities you move to within this country, within even other countries, there's going to always be something that is not going to be so good about the area. Now, obviously, if you move to areas that are, I mean, some areas are worse than others. We all know that. But even in an area like this, where housing prices are a little bit on the steep side, in my opinion anyways, you're going to still have to deal with certain issues. So let's keep going. Here's another 5-star. This is from October of 2017. I have lived here for 24 years. This place has been a wonderful place to grow up, and now I am starting my family, and we plan to live here for a long time. You know what? I'm going to read one more. This one is from August of 2017. Another 5-star. A very friendly place to live. This is the place where neighbors gather on the streets and talk. The schools are all great, and it's a very safe town overall. The city has a lot to offer. The River Greenway is great. State Park, numerous walking and bike trails, along with an amazing parks department. Events along the river for all ages, a place where you will enjoy living. Well, apparently these people feel that the cost of living here is worth it. Now, I'm pretty sure back when many of these people moved here, housing prices were a lot cheaper than what they are now. I'm pretty sure a lot of these people aren't too thrilled to see their property taxes go up. And when they get their next property tax bill, they're going to be in for a little surprise. Let's keep going. Okay, we're going to move over to the 4 stars. This first one is from 11 months ago, a 4-star. Bluffton is a typical small town, but that's where the beauty is. You always hear of quaint small towns in books and movies, but these towns are getting harder and harder to find these days. You know what? I agree. They are. They're getting harder and they're getting more expensive because more people are desiring to live in smaller communities like myself. So, yeah, very true. Bluffton is a great town with great people that still have a lot of heart. The town is clean, the roads are kept up on, And most importantly, the people you pass aren't afraid to give you a smile and a hello. I couldn't choose a nicer home to grow up in. And that's valuable too. I mean, you know, me personally, I'd rather live in a community like this than to be somewhere in a larger city where, you know, you're driving down the road, maybe you're going a couple miles too slow, someone gets mad, they toot the horn, they flick you off, and they cut you off. Okay, this next one is from July of 2019. It's another 4-star. Bluffton is a great small town community. It is filled with friendly people, things to do, and places to eat. Okay, I'm going to do one more from November 2017, another 4-star. I lived in Bluffton my whole life, and I love how close-knit the community is, always watching out for one another. And again, that speaks volumes too. Because, you know, because some people don't like communities that are super close-knit. They take it as people are being too nosy, they're being too much all in your business, which sometimes, yeah, with the wrong people, that can get very irritating and frustrating. But the way I look at it is, I'd rather have people be a little bit on the nosy side and always looking out and seeing what's going on. And if they see something that shouldn't be going down, you know, they'll pick up their phone, call law enforcement, do whatever it is that they gotta do to keep the crime down in their community. So I'd rather live in an area where people are tentative, they care, as opposed to living somewhere where nobody cares about nothing, and you come back from your job or you come back from a vacation trip and you're trying to figure who kicked your door down, who took all your crap, who saw, and then when you ask around, no one saw nothing, no snitching. I mean, all that dumb shit. So I'd rather live in a community like this where, according to the comments anyways, people are attentive and they care and they take pride in their community and they do their part to keep crime down. Alrighty, we're going to move down to the 3 stars. Alright, this first one is a 3-star from 2 months ago, fairly recent. Bluffton, Indiana is known to be a very small town. I wouldn't say very small, the population is over 10,000 people these days. I think many people would agree with that statement because there really aren't many places to shop or eat. And Bluffton definitely doesn't have a so-called nightlife. Well, if you want nightlife, just drive a half hour into Fort Wayne. Most young adults are starting to mainly move away from here. But if you are someone who wants a tight-knit community, then Bluffton is perfect for you. Hey, if the housing prices were a little cheaper, hey man, game on. The grocery stores are decent, but there isn't really anything entertaining in Bluffton. Again, go to Fort Wayne. If people want to have fun, they usually go to Fort Wayne. Yeah, there you go. They usually go to Fort Wayne, Marion, or Muncie. You know what? I would do Fort Wayne, but Marion and Muncie, yeah, you can have those too. I mean, you know, I guess if you're college age and you're looking to party, you're looking to meet some ladies, I can understand Muncie, but Marion, yeah, you can have that. Overall, Bluffton would be a good fit for someone who wants a small town feel, like myself. But if you are someone who likes to be busy, then Bluffton wouldn't be ideal for you. And there's people that are very busy, and they still, and at the end of the day, they prefer a smaller city like this, because when they get home, they don't want their home life to resemble their work life, if that makes any sense to you folks. All right, here's another 3-star. This one is from 8 months ago, not too old. Bluffton, Indiana is a small town in Wells County, Indiana. There are two main school districts in the area, Northern Wells and Bluffton Harrison. The town itself is relatively safe, however, there is a problem with bigotry in the town. Bluffton Harrison schools are small and have problems with bullying. Other than that, there are fun activities throughout the year, such as the Bluffton Street Fair, the Bluffton Brew. That's for trick or treating and Halloween. The Chili Walk. Okay, they give out free chili. Okay, how nice of them. And the downtown Christmas event. Okay, this next one is another 3-star. It's from November of 2022. It's pretty in Bluffton, but the people in charge are knowing and keep coming after other small towns like Ocean, Craigville, and Murray with sewage. I have no idea what they mean. I'm going to read one more because that one, I don't know what the hell they meant. All right, here's another 3-star from June of 2019. People are very friendly in Bluffton, but there is not a lot to do. I have worked in the schools, and I think they do a great job with the students. Okay, well, that's good. Alrighty, moving down to the 2 stars. Alright, this one is a 2-star from July of 2017. Bluffton is a pretty boring town considering it is surrounded by farmland, since there is not a whole lot to do. Quite a few abandoned buildings that could be used for some type of entertainment or to live up or to liven up this town. Kids in high school are making babies like it's their job, all because this town is boring. Well, I would disagree with that. I would say for those who are getting pregnant younger than they should be, it's because of a combination of probably poor parenting. I mean, I'm gonna just say poor parenting. The high school actually puts a nursery in the school. Man, that's that's wild. When kids aren't making babies, there are other people that think it's fun to make meth and blow up their houses. I would really like to see a lot change in this town because it has a lot of potential, not only for this town but the people in it. Now, this statement was written back during 2017. Now, hopefully it's not that bad. I would hope it wasn't that bad anymore. I mean, because looking at the housing prices to live out here, I would hope that it wasn't that bad. Now, again, somebody drop a comment below and let me know, is it still that bad? Are people still cooking on a regular? Do you have a bunch of young ladies getting knocked up, way younger than what they should be? Drop a comment below, let me know. Okay, here's another 2-star. This is from April of 2015. This is an oldie. The only place I want to work for in this town is the library, but even that is limited. Okay, I'm going to jump down to the 1-star. Okay, this first one is from January of 2021. 1-star. My family has moved around a few times. We have had the amazing opportunity to live in some incredible places. Bluffton is not one of them. The schools are mediocre. The town consistently looks run down, and the small town vibe is intrusive at best. Job growth is minimal. Again, when it comes to jobs, you go to Fort Wayne for work. Well, many people go to Fort Wayne for work. I don't know why it is that some of the people that put comments on about work, they don't understand that Fort Wayne is less than a half hour away. But let's keep going. Okay, as there are several obstacles to open new businesses without bureaucratic obstacles out of, okay, I don't know what they said. The population is not diverse, nor is it friendly to diversification. Okay, well, I guess this person is basically saying that the inclusion thing might be capped. Okay, let's again jump a comment below and let me know what it is for those of you that still live here and you're from here. The public schools are subpar at best. The jobs that are available are primarily blue collar and without significant growth. Well, newsflash, Indiana for the most part is a blue collar state. So if you're moving here from some expensive northeastern state, like if you're coming here from, let's say, Massachusetts or something like that, allow me to tell you, Indiana is a blue collar state. Now, yes, you do got people here that are educated. Yes, you do have high paying white collar jobs. But Indiana, for the most part, is a blue collar state. So if you're moving here from the Northeast, get used to the blue collar environment. I'll leave it at that. Okay, and let me finish reading this comment here. All in all, Bluffton is a small, unimpressive town with low values that inhabits the growth of students, families, and businesses. Not to mention the weather in northeast Indiana is wet and gray 80% of the time. Okay, well, they said something that was true. The weather in this region of Indiana does suck at times. They said something that was true. So with that statement, whoever wrote this statement, I'm going to assume they're probably from the West Coast. I mean, they might be from California. They might be from Arizona, like one of the more well-off areas. I'm just making assumptions here, just based off of what they said about this community. Okay, here's another 1-star. This is from December of 2019. I hate Bluffton. The cops are bored. The DCS takes children out of good homes based on money or status. The neighbors are unfriendly. There is nothing to do. It's mostly family-owned businesses and churches that run their town. If you're not rich and educated, you won't get accepted in. Okay. And I'm going to read one more. 1-star. This is an older one. It's from April of 2015. The restaurants are all fast food and don't even stay open all night. Now, there isn't anywhere to go for nightlife. Again, you want nightlife, you go to Fort Wayne. I guess if you're younger, like college age, you might be able to find a thing or two in Muncie. But that other person that suggested you go to Marion, skip Marion. Marion is a complete shithole. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for my commentary. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. And again, stay tuned for part 2 of this video. Part 2 will basically have more of the commercial district along with some of the newer and nice, well, not some of the newer areas, but towards the outskirts of the city. That will be on part 2 of this video. So there still is a good 22 minutes left on this video. I would appreciate if you continue to watch the video so you can see more of Bluffton. And on that note, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.